You wanna go for a ride? Come on. I've been running this Boomba Racing blow-off valve spacer on my 23 Canyon for about 3,000 miles now. Today I removed it for a very specific reason, and that is to show you guys how to put one on your truck. The kit from Boomba Racing comes with 3 new bolts and the spacer. They were the only ones that did blue to match my truck. Quick tools list includes a 5mm Allen with an extension, a set of star drive, 10mm, and a perfectly average size flathead screwdriver. This entire install is about a 20-minute, maybe 1 beer install, so this shouldn't take you very long. I'm gonna walk you guys through step by step to make this super easy for you guys to follow along. Now don't subscribe just yet. I want to make sure that you guys are getting value out of these videos that I'm making, so wait till the end and then let me know if this video is worth your subscribing to the channel. I also want to pose a challenge. If I get pooped on, that's got to be worth at least a like. Fair? Watch the video. If I get pooped on today with these dang birds eating up my cedar trees, if I get pooped on, you guys better like this video. First things first, we're going to pop this guy out of here. This is the what I believe to be the crankcase vent, and I guarantee you if you guys are not careful with this thing, it will shatter on you, especially if you guys are finding this video later on in these trucks' lives. Next step is our intake hose. Loosen that guy off and he'll come out in a second. Next is a T25 for the top 2 engine cover screws. These are not captive and will fall off if you don't keep track of them. Next, we're going to take the clips off of both ends of this line. It's a little bit tight up against the motor here, but push down on that little clip, slide right out, come over here, push down on the clip. I'm legitimately doing this one-handed, holding the gimbal. There we go. Next we'll grab our 10mm, and just to the inside of the engine cover clips are 2 10mm nuts. Also, these nuts are not captive. Since we've got the filter side of the intake loosened up, we got to get the one down by the turbo to get the intake resonator box out of the way for us to access the factory blow-off valve solenoid. Down inside there, I'll actually pause the video and show you guys what I'm talking about, but that little screw right there is what we need to access with our perfectly average size screwdriver. You guys need to get you this flashlight. I'll put a link below to it. This dang thing is stupid bright and awesome. I just realized I didn't tell you guys what this thing does. Essentially, if you guys have ever heard a turbo car, every time they shift, typically on a manual transmission, it goes psh. Well, that's what a blow-off valve does. Now in these newer cars, and especially ones that are automatic, they've got solenoids and whatnot that will vent that back into the intake very quietly. So this will give us the iconic psh sound that you normally get with a turboed vehicle, and just let everybody know you're that much cooler when you're driving down the road. We're going to go right behind this harness here and loosen up this boot such that you get it to come off the intake side of the turbo. Now there is a little plug back here where that hard line came into, and that plug just doesn't come off. So we're going to pull the intake off, lift it up over these studs, pull outward, and once it clears those studs, we're going to roll the intake up and over. This guy's not possible to get off. This clip here, I'm not quite sure. You could effectively pull the 10mm, but why when we're pretty much already done with the install? Here's your turbo inlet that just used to go to here. And this is our blow-off valve solenoid. All we got to do now is take our 5mm Allen and pop those 3 bolts out. Start with the bottom one here, and I'm just going to work my way around. No need to disconnect anything. It's all pretty simple. That's 2. Last one. Just realized I'm probably shaking the camera, and I'm probably going to tax my editing software for stabilizing the footage. Sorry guys. Just got a big ol' splat in the hood. Ha! Missed me, suckers! So these are actually in a triangle shape, and there's only one way this thing fits. So we're gonna pull the solenoid out of here, and figure out, see, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Here we go. For all 3 bolts to line up, take one of the provided ones, maybe at the top here, make it easy on ourselves, and snake it back down into the location that it came from and start that little bolt. Once we get all 3 of these started, we can snug them back down. And just try not to lose these bolts. I don't know the torque spec on these, but I will find it for you guys, and I'll put it on the screen now because I need to snug these guys down. Granted, you're only going through plastic and a little bit of aluminum into aluminum, so I can't imagine it's terribly tight, but 10-15 pounds is probably all you need. There you go. It is installed between the solenoid and the turbo housing, and not much else to it. All we got to do now is flip the intake back over. These are the 2 studs that these ride on. Make sure we get this around the turbo inlet nice and clean so we don't have any leaks. The rest is history. Because I know somebody will ask for it, this is not factory. I added this to the truck. I put the switch right here. I also have red line struts with Tech Pico Amazon Special ditch pod brackets. Those are from China. And they are installed at the same time. So yes, it can be done. You just got to move the bolt hole over. With changing camera angles and filming and batteries and all the things, this entire install was all of about 30 minutes. So super easy to do yourself in your driveway with extremely limited tools. Let's go for a drive. Look at all the spots. I am so surprised that I didn't get bird pooped on. That one almost got me. Kyrie, you wanna go for a ride? You wanna go for a ride? Come on. Come on. Up. Good girl. We're gonna find out if my dash grid is strong enough to hold my camera. You eating all the snacks the baby left? I'm hoping that this will hold up to my big camera because it just looks way better than my 360 camera. So, say hi to the neighbors, and I'm gonna roll out the window so you guys can hear when I let off the gas. You should hear the iconic psh sound. So let's go. Now, under normal driving, you're not gonna hear that. I just shifted into 3rd gear. Don't hear it. Only time you're gonna hear it is if you're under load and then you let off. I thought initially that this was going to be a super annoying little mod and that I would absolutely hate it and it would just get completely annoying. Well, the contrary is true. I'm actually having some fun with it, you know. Let me know in the comments, do you think the sound is cool? Do you think it's stupid? Do you think it's gimmicky? All of the above, in my opinion. 100% is, but it's fun. It's a gimmick. It works. Let's go back to the house. I'm going to show you guys something I noticed when I pulled this out earlier this morning to shoot this video, and wanted to share it with you, at least something that I noticed, something to be aware of when you go to put this on your truck. While I was taking this apart, I noticed some schmoo on the insulative cover on the hood. When I took the spacer out, again prior to shooting the video today, there was a little bit of oil at the bottom of that little housing, and I can only assume that there's some sort of crankcase vent from this hose here blowing a little bit of oil into the intake and into the turbo, and then subsequently out the blow-off valve. In Googling that, it seems like it's normal when it becomes excessive and I have oil splattered all over my engine. Probably time to exercise that $8,000 warranty we bought. That was basically the only thing that I saw when I took this apart to shoot the video today. So I figured I'd at least share that with you guys and let you guys know about it. Therefore, not omitting anything. Full transparency, I have no idea why. I can only assume that with the greater air coming out of that spacer now, it's causing more oil to leave the intake system and then basically coalesce down there at the bottom of the blow-off valve. So none of the motor really seems to be wet with oil. Just a little bit I noticed up on top, and then some a little bit locally to that, but I don't think it's that big of a deal as far as what I've Googled. With that, thank you guys for watching. No, I didn't get pooped on, but I would appreciate you liking this video. And if this content was helpful and you've got a 23 Colorado, you've got a 2004 Colorado, or just like my style, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it.